Hello there, welcome. Before we get on with the actual rebuild itself, I'd just like to say a huge respect and rest in peace to, of course, Gianluca Vialli, a legend of Sampdoria, which is the club that we are doing today. And Dad passes on the same message as well. We actually recorded the episode the day before he passed away. So if you're wondering why we don't actually reference it, that's the reason why. When we actually recorded the episode, he was still alive, and unfortunately Gianluca Vialli passed the day after we recorded. And of course, he was a Sampdoria legend, so I thought it's important that I come to you and say that before the video begins, because by all means, I know you guys would have been mentioning it in the comments, and yeah, leave your respects and maybe your fondest memories of Gianluca Vialli in the comments. On with the rebuild. Today we are rebuilding one of Italy's oldest, well, most successful clubs, I guess, because they're not exactly the oldest, but Sampdoria.
I mean, they're not really one of the oldest.
No, 1946 I've just seen there.
Which is after the war.
Yeah.
They were formed from two teams, local teams in Sampdoria. Before the war, it was always the two local teams playing. Yeah. One was in a higher league than the other, from what I can gather. The one it's called Sampdorans, I think it is.
Right.
They were in the higher league, and the other team was called Andrea Dora.
Yeah.
So they
just put the two names
together.
Very creative.
Yeah.
Obviously, they are they're from the city of Genoa.
Yeah.
Big rivals with Genoa, and they share the stadium.
Do you know, and I didn't know that until I started reading all about this.
Did you not?
No,
I
I
only
didn't.
knew that because I did a Genoa save last year, which I quite enjoyed. So that is the little bit of a history there. Obviously, they have had some success, and I'm sure you're going to tell us about it at some point in the episode, which we can see down there. They've got a couple of Coppa Italias, they've got 4 in total, and a Serie A. We'll mention that at some point. They've got Harry Winks for some reason.
Yeah,
so
on loan.
Your mate Harry Winks,
Yeah,
he's on loan there in Sampdoria.
I must admit, I was surprised they let him go.
Yeah.
On loan, obviously, because I thought he was a good squad player at Spurs.
I still think he's really young. He's 26. That's not young, is it?
I think he's a young babyface, isn't he?
Jesse Lingard effect, isn't he? He will get good eventually, Jesse Lingard, when he reaches his full potential, when he's 31 next year. But yeah, he's there. And also Cagliarella, quite a well-known Italian striker. He's 39 now, and he's still amazing.
Looks like part of the mafia, doesn't he? You see him coming down the road, you think, all right, yeah, you're going to...
That's what I imagine the Romans looked like.
Yeah, definitely,
Back in the day. Yeah, he looks definitely a very scary bloke. Won't want to get on the wrong side of Cagliarella. Okay, let's take a look.
39 though, eh?
39, and he's still here, and he's still really good. One of the best players. Now, Sampdoria, they don't have any money whatsoever.
No.
And financially, they are shot. Because if you take a look at their debts, they've got £38 million in their debts remaining, and their summary
I think when these people come in and take
$2 million.
Sampdoria over, I think they just drain them of money, and they're always sort of like in trouble with money wise. So I mean, they've had big oil companies taking over them, things like that, and for some reason they just lose the money and
just
they're gone.
Been milked.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate. I think quite a lot of Italian teams are suffering right now. Obviously, they had the big boom late 80s, early 90s, and it's been struggling and sort of downward spiral ever since.
I think they lived off that, didn't they? Really, for a few
AC
years.
Milan had a lot of trouble, and thankfully AC Milan were kind of bought with a rich owner now, haven't they? And they are kind of the richest club. But Inter Milan, they're suffering right now. There's a lot of money troubles in Italy, and we just hope that it doesn't escalate to the point where we start losing these big historic clubs.
Juventus are in trouble as well, aren't they?
Exactly, yeah. So they could be selling quite a lot of players.
Yeah.
By the looks of it, they are so poor at the minute they can't even afford to sack their manager. That's how bad it is, because they're so used to doing that.
Yeah.
So we've got not a lot of finances whatsoever, which means we don't really have a lot of maneuverability in the transfer window. And as you can see, one of the actual things as well is to break even in the transfer window. They don't want to spend more than what we're making.
No.
And they've actually done that. So I have actually bought somebody in, but it is because, of course, they have sold £24 million worth of players anyway. So I've only brought in somebody for £3.4 million. His name is Enzo Boyomo. He's a centre-back. I felt like they really needed a centre-back, and he's young as well with a good potential on the game. He's nowhere near the quality of what we should be trying to go for.
I was going to say, there's no greens or nothing in there, really, is it? We don't normally go for that, do we?
Exactly, but there's not a lot of players around for that little money with that quality, and also who want to actually come to Sampdoria. Everybody sees it as a bit of a sinking ship right now, because in real life they are a sinking ship. They're bottom of the league. They're really, really struggling.
Well, I think
they've just scraped away from relegation twice, haven't they?
Yeah, I think they won the last 3 games or something like that, didn't they?
Yeah. And I think Venezia went down instead, something like that. So they've been very lucky to avoid the drop, but I don't think it's going to happen this year. But that's our job, to do it in this rebuild. So if Sampdoria fans, if you are watching, hopefully I can bring you joy today, and it will happen and manifest itself into real life. So tactically then, we've got one of the worst teams in the league. It's a struggle. I'm going with this. It's kind of a 4-2-3-1. Let's see how this plays out. Maybe it's slightly too offensive and we might have needed somebody, but these are in the defensive midfield.
When I seen that, I thought, whoa, that's too many players up that bringing far end of the pitch, isn't it?
Well, we'll see. Because these are like deep lying.
Yeah.
They're not in the centre midfield. They are defensive midfielders. We've got quite a good array of defensive midfielders, actually. So Boyowa won't play in every single game on that right back, that right centre back position. But if I did go to best 11, this is what it would look like, and there might even be players that are not even at the club on loan. I don't know that because we've got so many players out on loan.
Yeah.
But everybody in there is actually at the club. So if we wanted to play our best 11, we could potentially do it. Gabbiadini, do you recognise this man? He was in the Premier League at some point. Southampton. He was a striker at Southampton who scored quite a few goals and then disappeared. He is there. So we've got quite a few good players in and around the team. We've also got a loan player who is joining on a permanent deal in Talasco Segovia. He was a wonder kid last year, and he's quite good this year. I wouldn't say he's as good as what he was last year, but he is still decent. So Talasco will be joining us on a permanent. He is here on loan anyway. He's injured at the start of the season. It's difficult because they've got a fairly good goalkeeper, a fairly good left back. After that, it's like, Sabiri is not bad. Juricic isn't bad. They're just not good in this league. And anybody who is good, they're about to retire. Cagliarella and Rincon, who are in their late 30s. Well, Rincon's mid-30s. So we are going to be struggling. So let's take a look then, schedule-wise, how we got on at the start, because we know it's going to be a struggle. We got through the first round of the Coppa Italia against Pisa, 2-0. Cremonense, it was a good victory, and they only scored in the 94th minute. But that's a team I would hope we'd be beating because they've only just come up.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
This isn't a bad result in the grand scheme of things, considering we went down to 10 men and then conceded the second goal.
Yeah. We
were 1-1. Thomas Rincon got himself a straight red card. Lautaro Martinez did what he couldn't do in the World Cup and actually hit a barn door. Atalanta, a 3-1 loss, unfortunately, there. Again, though, it's 2 late goals as well. One was the decided, obviously, was the penalty.
You know what that is, isn't it? One. Well, our old boys are getting tired by the end of the game, aren't they?
Come on, how long's left?
30 minutes.
Exactly, yeah. It's not a bad start to the season, but it's not good, is it? I mean, we do have a feeder team in Napoli, by the way. So for some reason, there's like a weird link with Napoli. I just noticed that when we started the game, that this purple thing means we have an affiliation with them.
Oh, right.
So if you know a little bit more about it, because Football Manager, they're very clouded about this.
Yeah.
And I will come across some problems in this. Which I have actually reported to SI directly to one of them. I've actually sent them the save game file at a certain point, and they confirmed to me it was a bug.
Oh, right.
So when I get to that point, I'll show you it, just so you can understand the reason why a certain player can't be played, I guess, because there are rules in Italy, and you might see me tweet about it. If you haven't, follow me on Twitter at Omega Luke, that the Italian rules of non-EU players, they've always been crap on Football Manager because the explanation is so difficult. You have to sell them to a different foreign country if you want to register another one, but you can sign 1 per season. But if you sign 2 per season, then that is it. Unless you sell another one, then you sell another one and you're like, why can't I register? And they go, 1 per season, and you're like, I sold somebody. No idea, but I did report it. But I'll get to that point at certain point of this save. Ready to simulate the first season?
Let's go for it.
Let's go. Okay, end of first season. We scrape through. I mean, we are quite far off relegation, don't get me wrong, but we are scraping through there. 34
closer than I want to be.
Points. Yeah, definitely. Milan top, and it looks like they won the league on the last game of the season with Napoli's draw there. Yeah. To Atalanta, that's unfortunate.
We've only won the league once, and we beat Milan by 5 points that season.
Wow, so it was a big win then.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah, it was a good. What year was that? It was in 1991 we won the league.
Yeah.
the only time they've won it. So, but to beat AC Milan by 5 points was good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's quite a recent history win, isn't it? 1991.
Yeah.
I mean, just the year before I was born, that one. So not
they've had a
bad
lot
at
of bad luck in the league, but they seem to, like we showed the cup games there. They've won a few more cups than they've won the league, but they just can't scrape over that the sort of last part of the season and get the wins in.
Yeah, I mean, we are nowhere near to be seen on any of these other than a yellow card, so that's obviously nothing to be proud about, but we're not expected to at this point. Let's take a look then in the cup. Second round by Cremonense, the team which was finished just below us, so really it's the game that I would like to have gone through, but hey, que sera, I guess.
Not very good, is it?
No. Goals wise. Now, I don't mind this because it is spread out. We've got to avoid...
That's better than I thought we'd get.
Yeah, we've got to avoid the ones that are not at the club because there's quite a lot there. So Gabbiadini did get 18 and 38. That's not bad, really, is it? For a 31-year-old, I mean, that's not old at all, but for a player that I wouldn't expect to be scoring that many, Cagliarella even got 12. Now, he is 40. Leaving.
Well, he got me 40, and
he's leaving, and he's exploring his options, and he's wanted as well by Jeonbuk in Korea. So, do you want to move to Korea? You didn't want to sign on. It's ridiculous, really, but okay, fair enough. And Sabiri also got 10 goals there, but we're not getting a lot of assists. No, not even double figures in assists from Juricic there, 31. Non-EU. That's the thing. Right, okay.
Struggling, mate. You're struggling.
Luckily, though, we've been given loads of money. £2 million.
£2 million, yeah.
£2 million that we have to spend in the transfer window. And what makes it worse is the valuation of our players. We haven't got a player above 10 million. So if we wanted to sell one, it's the player we don't just signed as well. This is a very difficult save. Okay, we'll move forward to the second season. Let's see what I've done with very little. All right then. Now I didn't spend any money because the Segovia deal was already something that came in, of course, like we mentioned. But I did sign maybe a couple of recognisable players because they're two former Premier League players. Manor Solomon played at Fulham this season as we're going right now on loan. We didn't sign him from there, but he leaves Shakhtar on a free transfer. He only played 12 games in the Premier League, and I'm quite surprised by that because I do think he is a really good player, to be honest. And he's 24, so he's got good stretch ahead of him. But that composure, the dribbling ability, I think he's quite a good attacking midfielder.
Well, he is for us because he's a lot better than what we got on it.
He's better than Juricic for sure. So, and he already comes in, and considering we got him on a free transfer, he's probably our highest valued player now. So that's another reason why to pick him up. But the other free transfer was Florin Andone. So of course we lost Cagliarella, a striker. We bring this guy in. He's a very good pressing forward. He had a spell at Brighton a couple of seasons ago and did quite well there as well, the Romanian. He scored a few goals, I think, in a couple of seasons. I can't remember. It was ages ago now. He scored 3 goals. Maybe he didn't score that many then, Luke. Maybe you exaggerated a little bit. But I think he's quite good on Football Manager, to be fair. I think he's got some quality attributes that I like to see. The teamwork and work rate as well as aggression. So that pressing forward, if you're playing like a Gegen press style, he's always going to be trying to win the ball back, which is what I like. So, tactically then, have I changed it? Do you think I felt like I needed to?
Yeah, you had to, didn't you?
Well, I have. I've gone more attacking. I've moved a player from the centre attacking midfielder and I've moved into a pressing forward on support. Seeing what we're going to do with this. And we've changed this role here to a winger for Sabiri because if he does move out to that right-hand side instead of the centre, he's right-footed. So I think crossing the ball in is one of his strengths. We'll try and make use of his strength. It is a Gegen press and we're trying to work hard. Now that we don't have maybe too many old players in the squad who won't be able to play that style of football, now we have that with the likes of Andone and Gabbiadini up front. So if I did show you the pick without restriction best 11, does look like this, but of course remember we'd like Sabiri playing on the right instead of Candreva, who again is a little bit too old for us here. He's 36. Still a good player, but he's 36. We'd want Sabiri playing there.
Yeah, definitely,
and ideally, we'd want Andone playing on the left for a pressing forward, but Gabbiadini can still do a job there, I suppose. So, that's what our squad looks like, and the tactic looks like this season. Schedule-wise, we've only played 1 game in the league, and it's a loss to our affiliation of Napoli. But Lecce also beat us.
We're actually better. We beat
3-1 in the
we
cup,
beat them in a friendly as well, Napoli. That's all.
Yeah, we did. I don't know why we for some reason in this rebuild we just only played Italian clubs.
Yeah, they can't afford to leave the country,
yeah,
can they?
Yeah, that's the thing. Do you want to go on? No, we can't go over.
No.
Let everybody come to us. I think a few of it, they even played at neutral ground.
Yeah.
So we did go on a tour, but we still played against Italian clubs. So I don't know what our expectations going to be like with this new tactic, to be honest.
Above mid-table, what you've got to be trying to push for. You're not going to get a fifth or upwards, I don't think. So.
No, so there's too many good clubs, I think, in Italy.
Yeah, so I think you got to be getting mid-table upwards to improve on the last one.
They go so long as well between the first and the second round of the cup.
Yeah,
is what I noticed, because I was like, when is the second round? I was like, all the way in
4
December.
months.
Ridiculous, really, isn't it? Why play it so early? It's the first game of the season.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it is very strange. I think the DFB Pokal does that as well in the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
They've got a big gap between one of the rounds, which I think is a little bit strange. But there we go.
Don't we do it in the League Cup in our league as well?
We have a little bit of a gap, like a couple of months. And I
no,
think
at the beginning of the season, we play a League Cup game. We're at the beginning.
Yeah,
of the
we
season.
normally play the second round in September, October.
But the finals are.
The final is usually
March,
like over a month after the semi-finals. So the semi-final is usually played in January, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like 1 or 2 rounds. Because for some reason it's double leg. But there we go. Right, okay. We'll simulate this second season and see how we do. Second season, we survived again. A lot more points though.
Yeah.
14th in the league, which I'm proud of, to be honest, considering we haven't really had a lot to do. The league winners though was Lazio.
Yeah.
Interesting little win there. But I mean, they do have Ciro Immobile. We have Andone on 24 goals in there and around. I like that. That's not bad at all, is it? 14th place, 46 points. Not bad.
Got to take it, haven't you?
Absolutely.
You've been better to get it, so you got to take it.
Yeah, 13 league wins as well, and some big ones at that. A 3-2 win against Inter Milan at home, away win against Fiorentina, home win against Roma, and of course the big one there against Juve at home.
Yeah.
And the derby.
Yeah.
The home win against Genoa.
I got an interesting fact with Genoa.
Okay.
In 2014-15 season, they finished 6th in the league.
Yeah.
But the following season, they couldn't get a UEFA license because they had qualified for Europe.
Right. Okay.
For the Europa Cup, and they couldn't get a UEFA license. So the 7th team took their place. Guess who the 7th team was? Your Sampdoria.
That is hilarious.
There's one team you don't want to give your place up to in your Europe competition, isn't it?
Can't go, lads. Can you? Cheers, we'll have it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's harsh.
But yeah, I can't believe they couldn't get a license, a UEFA license to play in the Europa League, so they had to give it up.
That's hilarious, but also really, really harsh. We were actually unbeaten because we drew away from home, same stadium. So,
yeah.
But we did draw, so we were unbeaten against our derby rivals, but we did lose 18 games. I don't think it's that bad. Like I'm looking at the losses there, and it's like, all right, some of them we should be winning, but
they're not 3-4.
Yeah, but they're not like batterings.
No.
I mean, Napoli give us the biggest hide in there of 4-1, but they are one of the best teams in this league attacking wise. So I'm actually thinking that's not bad, you know. That's not bad.
Well, not considering that you were playing a very attacking team.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look then. Competitions. How did we get on in the other cup? Second round again. Cagliari knocked us out. They did finish 9th place. They've got quite a good team and some really good players. So, as expected, I guess.
We beat them in the cup.
Yeah.
What year was that? 1993-94.
Yeah.
We beat them 6-1 in the final. Over 2 legs.
Yeah.
Right? But all the goals were scored after the 50th minute in the second leg. 6-1. First goal was scored 50th minute.
Yeah. Half time in second leg, 0-0. Christ, this is a boring cup tie, isn't it?
And finishes 6-1.
Should we leave? Yeah. Who beat the traffic?
Unbelievable, isn't it? 6-1.
6-1. That is a hell of a final in the end. Goals wise then, Andone got 26 in 37. That's not bad for a free transfer, is it?
Definitely not. No.
Value in the market. Somebody told me there was no value in the market. Who needs transfer money when you can pick up signings like that? 26 goals. Gabbiadini also got 12, and of course the other free signing got 10 goals and 12 assists. I think I'm quite pleased with that. Although you think his valuation would be a little bit higher considering he got 26 goals in 37 games. I know he's 31, but come on, Football Manager, 6 million. Another problem I found. Okay, so there's 2 problems I found in this save alone. I do find it in other saves, but sometimes in Football Manager, let me know down in the comments whether you find this as well. I can start a save And for the life of me, I cannot sell a player. No matter what I do, I offer them out for half the value and nobody bites. They all have a wanted sign next to their name and I cannot sign them. I'll start another game. And I cannot fucking keep my players because everybody is coming in and trying to sign it. There is no consistency, and I think there is a big problem with this game. Two things in the Serie A. Value for players are extremely low. It happens quite a lot in other leagues as well. In some leagues, the value of players are really high. In some leagues, the value of players are really low, even though they're doing better in European competitions.
I wonder if it's got something to we touching on earlier about the clubs in money difficulties.
Maybe.
Italian
they
football
know that they're desperate for money.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so why you're not going to value a player 40 million because straight away you would sell him.
Yeah, so I was always under the understanding in game mechanics it was down to reputation. Yeah. So the reason why I always find these really cheap Serbian players is because Serbia are lower down on the competition reputation, which means everybody's reputation is low, which means you can pick them up for a cheaper cost.
Yeah.
That's my understanding of it. That's why if you find a player in Iceland, you're not even paying £1 million and you could get the world's best player.
But this theory don't work in that, does it?
But it doesn't when the Serie A
it's got to
is
be
in
with the
fourth.
It's got to be with the teams being in money difficulty and they're after money.
But then you say that in Portugal, you have the same scenario. But if you look at, obviously, the top three are kind of like that, but even at Braga, they do have some value.
Yeah.
I mean, Braga do have a little bit of money, but Eredivisie, down in 7th place, they're still valued higher than some of the players that I've got here. I mean, Andone's put in 27 goals in the across the season, 26 goals in 37 games, and he's worth 6 million?
Yeah.
Come on. This game, I think they do have some problems. This is one of them. We're going to see another one in a second. But transfer money,
2 million.
I'll have to sell some players, he says. Third season.
You might get 3 million then.
Honestly, it's most frustrating. This has been the most frustrating rebuild I've done for FM23 so far.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the last time it was as frustrating. Maybe the last one was the Ipswich one. Do you remember when the Ipswich one, we got promoted and they wouldn't give me any money until January?
Yeah.
And by then, we had already lost all of our games. Okay, we'll see. Let's go forward to the next season. Okay, as you can see, transfers out, £0. Couldn't sell a soul.
I thought I was being generous by giving you $1 million, but they didn't give
I
me
was trying
nothing.
to prostitute myself on the streets and nobody was biting. Okay, now I did make a couple of signings. Adam Ida from Norwich on a free transfer. I think he let his contract run out because they couldn't get themselves promoted. He's a good striker, but he's not like amazing. He's just good in the match engine, I guess. He's got all right anticipation off the ball. He's pacey and he's tall. Like, Football Manager, the match engine likes that.
Yeah.
So, Has likes to beat the offside traps as well, moves to the channels. It's a good little combination where he just peels off defenders and finds himself in space. So, I quite like him, to be honest. So, picking him up on a free transfer. He scored 17 goals last season in the Championship, which is quite good, really.
Yeah.
Hasn't got any for us yet, but I'm still hoping. Come on, Adam. The other, I did spend money, and I know, if you're watching this after last week and watching that, yes, I've signed a player 2 weeks in a row. But I don't have any options. I had £1 million.
If I remember rightly, didn't we train him as a right back?
We did train him as a right back. I'm not going to be doing that this time. But it got to the point where I had like £2 million. And to begin with, right, so I signed him on deadline day.
Yeah.
So I had £2 million the whole summer and not being able to do anything with it because anybody who was anyone was worth more than £2 million. And they dropped his price, I counted, 3 times.
Did they?
Until finally I went in on £1.9 million because it was the best that I could possibly get and probably in the position I don't even need. But for the sake of it, I needed to sign somebody because they gave me $2 million. By God, I was going to spend £2 million because I didn't have anything else. Okay, tactically then. Have I made any changes to this? Let's take a look. Right, Romario Barrow is... Oh, he's not right back. We're playing him at centre mid where he needs to play. So this time I'm actually going to secure Andone in pressing forward, and I have changed it round again slightly. So Adam Ida, who I think will be better on the left-hand side because we've got the winger crossing in and he's 6'3", header of ball, so I think it'll be better for him to be at the back post. And Andone pressing forward on attack this time on the right-hand side. So we've altered the tactic ever so slightly, and I want Romario Barrow because I want to get my value out of spending my money, playing as many games as possible. He might not be the best player there, but I spent money on him, and I'm going to make sure I'm actually going to use him. Schedule-wise, how have we done so far? It's not been great.
No.
We went through on penalties in the Cup. We drew to Udinese, which sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. They do have Beto, so if they keep him, they're always a threat on the counter because he's so good. And Monza, we got battered at home by Monza.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Didn't even know they had a team. Thought they were just a racetrack. No, I'm joking. Of course, that's disrespectful. Monza, they do have some good players in this game, actually, and they've absolutely done us there 4-1. Okay. Right then, we'll simulate this season, the third season, see how we get on. Fingers crossed, everybody. Third season, we've pulled off a miracle.
Get in.
7th place.
Happy with that?
Somebody was looking down on us today. I don't
Does that
know
mean
how
we've qualified for European competition?
We have. The EC2, we will have to go through qualifying stages.
That's right, I'll take that.
But we are
At least
in.
we've got something to look forward to.
Absolutely. And we're only 5 points behind Napoli.
Yeah.
Massive. Do you know what? We are nowhere near them, like 15 points above them. So that is a fantastic season. Absolutely buzzing with that one. So Milan have retained the championship again after giving it to Lazio for a season. They've dropped down to 5th, interestingly. Adam Ida got 26 goals and he's still only finished 3rd. A lot of goals this year in the Serie A.
Yeah.
Immobile and Victor Osimhen getting quite a few there. And we also have Manos Solomon getting 12 assists, which is very good. And Andone getting the 3rd most player of the matches. So I like that because that's 3 different players performing really well. So I'm happy with that. I think that's a fantastic season.
Yeah.
That's the best one so far, and I might call it a day there.
Could it be better if we won a
Could
cup?
it be better? Imagine if we won the cup. I would call it a day there. That would be it. Patreon members, you get it at season 3, and that's it, because I've had enough. No. 3rd round by Atalanta.
Oh, at least we got knocked out by someone decent rather than bringing half decent times.
Yeah, that's true. 26 league goals from Adam Ida. I'm still impressed by that. So I want to see how many he's done throughout the whole season. It can't be that much if we only reach that. 27.
Yeah.
But Andone still got 23.
It's 50 goals, 2 players. That's
2
good.
players and 50
that
goals. League. Yeah, and Gabbiadini as our backup getting 9
Yeah.
from only 8 starts and 31 appearances off the bench. Manos Solomon with the most assists there with 12. Value though, £13 million is our highest value player. It's Talasco Segovia. It's a youngster in centre midfield. This is what I mean. Like, other than those 2 players there and maybe Boyomo, because they're young, it's peanuts, isn't it? And they're like our 3 best players, so we'll see. Transfer money for next season.
2 million.
It's consistent.
Yeah,
I'll give them that.
Yeah.
Okay, and finances, we're in the red. £10 million in the red. The debts are still piling up. £29 million. We've got European football next season.
Hey.
They're like, oh no, we got to pay for flights.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go forward for season and see who we can bring in. Now, viewers, this is where it all went tits up. Because this is where I completely lost my head. Because of these stupid Serie A rules of non-EU players and it not working in Football Manager to the point where the developers have actually said, yeah, that shouldn't happen. So, I sold Omar Colley because he was a non-EU player to a foreign club of Genk in Belgium. So in my understanding then I should already, because I think you should be allowed 1 per season that you're allowed to sign. I think it's 2, but I haven't even signed anybody that we've seen that's non-EU. So I signed Mikola Shaparenko on a free transfer. Very good midfielder. I thought that's going to be a quality player. Can't register him. Extra non-EU player who cannot be registered until next season or until another non-EU player is sold. Please tell me where the other non-EU player is that I signed, because Martin Satriano doesn't count, because although he is Uruguayan, he's been playing in Inter Milan for his whole career, so he has that Italian second nationality. This guy's French, this guy's Italian. I haven't signed another non-EU player, so I still couldn't register him, so I got really angry, and I went through the youth academy players, and I found 2 more players who had this weird non-EU registration. So I found this guy who was Albanian, got rid of him, sold him to a different Albanian club, and I think there was another one down here somewhere that I sold for, it might be a couple of thousand, I can't remember where it was. There was another player anyway, so I sold 3 players. This is this guy, actually. I think it's this guy. No, it's not. There is 3 players that I sold, all for, that is that one. or non-EU. I'm sorry I'm losing my head, but I'm getting so frustrated.
He's tried to explain this to me 3 times. I ain't got it yet.
I sold 3 non-EU players. So from my understanding, I should be able to register 5 non-EU players.
Right.
I can't even register 1. And I am livid with it. So anyway, I did spend money. Somehow we got a little bit of money. I moved around the wage budget because we let go a lot of players. Like Juricic, of course, left. Berezetsky's left. So we've let a lot of the wage gap go. So I've managed to actually bump up the transfer window. So bringing in Martin Satriano is a big move. But he's a quality player.
Yeah.
Andone, he's 33 now. We're already at that stage.
Yeah.
So we need to start replacing him, and he's a good age to bring in. Fagioli from Juventus, I think, is a quality, another centre midfielder, but it seems to be the only place I can get players around that I can afford. I'm really struggling in any other positions. So he comes in, a good Italian youngster who can play centre mid. And then I realised on deadline day, oh Luke, that Omar Colley that you sold because you got frustrated because Mikola Shaparenko couldn't sign was only one of 2 centre-backs you have at the club. I was like, oh no.
So desperately we need a centre-back.
So on deadline day, I managed to loan Billy Kumetio, French, so he doesn't count as non-EU. And therein lies the next problem I had. So this is the 3rd problem. I forgot about this problem. Why, Football Manager, whenever you try and loan a player, do the parent club insist that you not only pay their wages, but you also pay a massive loan fee, and it comes out of your transfer budget?
Yeah.
Instead of a monthly budget.
Yeah.
Because then I tried 3 different players all on loan leading up to the deadline day, and Billy was the cheapest that I could get because his wage was only 5,000, and I think I even had to start selling players on deadline day. There we go. So I sold 195k Lorenzo Conte. Gabbiadini, I had to sell him because I didn't have a centre back. So I had to sell him for 500k, and I got this deal done with 30 minutes left of the transfer window, to the point where if I clicked advance one more time and that deal wasn't done, they would have cancelled it.
12 o'clock deadline, mate. It's there for a reason, isn't it?
So we have 2 centre-backs.
Harry Redknapp never gets it right wrong, does he, mate? He always gets his business done early. So he can drive home so everybody can interview him at the gates. We
have 2 centre-backs going into the summer. That's not even a joke, look. There's not even anybody who can kind of play there. So two centre-backs going into a season where we've got European football. We're playing the same tactic because I thought obviously it was a good tactic.
We're not going to do nothing in the European competition, are we?
We'll see. We are through. We're through to the Conference League phase. We defeated Bromby, obviously a former team that we have rebuilt, and Asteros Tripolis, which I think is a Cypriot team. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that is Cypriot. Oh no, they're Greek. Same names, aren't they? They're all very similar names. We defeated them as well across the 2 legs quite well, with Adam Ida scoring a fair amount of goals and having some fun in the summer. So Bologna, 3-2 win against them in the league. That was a good start in the league, but then we lost 3-0 at home to Verona, which is
just looking at that picture there of the result there. Sampdoria badge.
Yes.
Do you know what it is? I didn't until I read it.
Is it somebody smoking a pipe?
It could well be, but it's supposed to be a sailor. Because they're actually, Sampdoria or Genoa is a port.
Yeah.
So they were formed by sailors and all that. And
do you have to look at it upside down?
Yeah. But they've also got the St George's Cross there as well, so it's got an English connection as well.
I was going to say, I was waiting for the English connection to come up.
Couldn't find one. When I've seen because I know that they had an English the St George's Cross on their badge.
Because sometimes they've actually had it on the kit, haven't they? In their away kits.
And I always thought there's got to be an English connection there. Couldn't find one at all, really.
No.
So
they've bought English players in the past, haven't they?
Oh yeah.
In the 90s.
David Pleat used to play
David Pleat played there.
Yeah, that's when I used to watch the Sampdoria with the Italia 90 games, on the Sunday afternoon on Channel 4, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he was one of the reasons why I used to support Sampdoria as my Italian team at the time, type of thing, And you had Gazza going to Lazio, didn't you, and all that. So, but the late 80s. Early 90s is when Sampdoria were at their best, really.
Yeah. And you think the period that they were doing that was when AC Milan had the best defence in the world with Hullet, Van Basten, involved as well. Obviously, they had like Baresi and Maldini, early 90s, and Sampdoria's gone and won the league.
Yeah.
So, very impressive, really, that they've gone and done that. I think it was a bit of a shock when they did it,
if
I remember rightly. From what I've seen, so obviously I don't remember it. I was even born.
I mean, we're in the European competitions now, and that's when in 1990s when they won the Cup Winners' Cup.
Yeah.
They beat Anderlecht 2-0, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then I think it was the season after, so 2 seasons afterwards, they made the Champions League final.
Wow.
And lost to Barcelona 1-0.
Yeah, 92. Ronald Koeman free kick, was it?
Spot on, mate. In extra time. Yes.
Cracking free kick.
Yeah, it was, yes.
Very good free kick.
But yeah, the badge is supposed to be a picture of a sailor. Because I looked at it a few times and I thought, what is the badge? And you picked up the pipe. I didn't pick up that. And when I read it, I thought, it's a sailor. And I thought, oh, all right.
It just looks like a bearded man smoking a pipe with a really strange hat.
Is it supposed to be Popeye then? That's what you're going to think of it.
It does look like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
fair enough. If you had a stroke. We'll simulate this season and see how we get on because, by the way, the games that we played here, I think the reason why we lost to Verona is because we were playing Romario Barrow at centre-back. So he was good at right-back.
Yeah.
Why can't he play centre-back? That was my thinking. So that's where we had to put him. Okay, we'll simulate this season. Okay, we've dropped down in the league, but it could have been a lot worse, let's be fair, let's be honest. So we finished in 11th place, mid-table, 52 points, kind of in a league of our own.
We had a bad finish of the season.
One game in 5 against Fiorentina. We played, oh my God, what an end of the season though. We're lucky, really, that we weren't struggling because that is 4 of the 5 best teams in the league, arguably. Only Inter, Roma won the league. Was it your friend?
Jose Mourinho, was he there? The chosen one?
No, Vincenzo Montella, which actually is a former Roma player, to be fair, I think. So that's quite interesting. He's gone and won the league with them. That's quite nice. Genoa relegated. Oh, shame, isn't it? Did we beat them both times? We didn't. So we beat them 3-0 at home. We drew against them in the away game class.
We didn't lose against them. It's 2 seasons we didn't lose against them.
Exactly. So
happy with
that. Okay, how have we done in the European competitions with only 1 actual centre-back that we own and 1 loaned in? Let's have a look. Whoa! Runners up.
Get in.
I mean, we didn't win it, Dad.
No. Hey, then you better get into the final. Oh, mind you, we got absolutely hammered.
Absolutely tonked in the final by Monaco, but still. Adam Ida got 19 goals in this competition. Alexander Isak there getting the most there. Volan got a hat-trick in the final. Fagioli and Solomon. He couldn't get one in the final, could he, Adam Ida? We did play both our centre-backs, but for some reason we subbed one of them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Why are we subbing a centre-back when we don't actually have a centre-back? That's ridiculous. He didn't look like he was injured or anything. I'm curious, though, who we faced along the way, because it'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Rayo Vallecano. So Monaco knocked out Newcastle.
That's a good result for them.
Yeah. Herenveen in the Netherlands, we beat them. And then in the round of 16, we beat Maribor, which is Slovenia. So we beat them 10-2. So we beat them 5-1.
No disrespect to the other teams, but I think we had quite an easy run to get to the final, didn't we?
Yeah. Name-wise, I think. Obviously, from size of club, they might have some better players than us in Football Manager.
I mean, you look at some of the teams that was in the group stages there. I mean, Newcastle, for a start, I think they would have done us anywhere along the line.
Monaco and Newcastle were top 2. Top 2. So we only drew 1 against Apoel Limassol, but we won 5 of ours. Again, it's teams that you would expect us to win against. A couple of these I don't think I've even seen before. Joe Gordon's, I know.
It's going to be interesting to see as well how important the clubs are going to do
this competition.
This competition,
yeah.
Because it's just another European competition. It's like a Thursday night one as well. Teams don't like playing on Thursday nights, do they? You know, it just affects these teams badly, and you'll find 9 times out of 10 when you watch these games, they're playing the reserve players just to give them a run out, aren't they? And it's not very interesting. First season we've seen it. I didn't go down much on it really.
No, I mean, no disrespect to a lot of these smaller clubs, but I guess for them it's fantastic.
Yeah,
because it's a European competition that they would never get into. Like they probably only get to the qualifying stages of Europa League, maybe Champions League, and they get knocked out by one big club, and that's their big game of the year. For them it's amazing, but for a neutral viewer who don't know who these clubs are, I didn't really pay attention to it until I seen it was Roma final in the final. And then I was like, I wonder who... PSV was it? I can't remember if it was PSV or final in the final, but I was like, I wonder who wins that final. And of course, it was Jose Mourinho's Roma. So it was just nice to see him win that.
I mean, really, they were the best team club, in that whole competition, weren't they, really?
But if you I don't think I watched any of the matches. I didn't even watch the final. I just seen what happened type
Watch
of
the
thing.
highlights,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, then. Let's take a look at squad and see who scored what. 31 for Satriano and 30 for Adamaida. 61 as a total.
Yeah.
It's not bad at all.
No.
Almost creeping over £12 million for valuation for somebody who scored 31 league goals and is in his prime of his career. Unhappy, wants a new deal. We'll definitely get that to you if we can afford it. And Andoni got 29, by the way.
I was going to say, that's nearly 30 goals again. So
yeah,
that's 90 goals in 3 players.
Absolutely.
101 goals in 4 players.
Yeah, 23 assists as well for
I think
Sampdoria.
any team would be happy with that, really, in any league.
Huge.
Yeah.
I mean, what we got to think of is we were playing in that second Europa League.
Yeah, true, yeah. So
and we
we
were
scored,
battering
yeah,
teams
we scored a
5-1.
lot of goals, yeah.
Like what Maribor, I think we beat across 2 legs 10-1 or 10-2. So that's where all those
yeah,
goals
because you
are
look
happening.
at the goals we scored, they're in like 50-odd games as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Andone, I dare say, probably didn't score that many in the league. We can take a look. He's 33 in the league. He did get 17. I'm surprised by that. He started 29 games. So, yeah, fair play. But a lot of them are going to be in that competition.
Yeah.
Okay, transfer money. Oh, hello.
Hello.
We struck gold. 12 million.
Oh, we got the European final.
Is that a 1 in front of the 2 million? Jesus Christ. Right, okay. We actually are in the black as well for a change. We paid off... Oh, I thought we paid off our debts then, but we haven't. It's 27 million. But it's going up. Brilliant. Right, okay. Final season. Let's go for
They could have took 10 million off that by giving us 2 million, couldn't they?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't. Now, when you move around the wages and start signing some players for free transfers, we only actually bought one player with money. That was Gabriel Zappa for £8 million. He is an upgrade to our right back situation, and I do think he's quite a good upgrade as well, to be fair. And he used to play for Manchester City at one point. He didn't play many games, just the 3, but they signed him for 4.7. Verona got him back the next season. We doubled almost what we paid for them, but he's been playing first team football in the Serie A, and I think he's better than our actual right back. But I think the best signing that we made, other than bringing in 2 centre backs, because we obviously needed it, was we upgraded the goalkeeper.
All right.
So the goalkeeper at first, when his contract was running out, didn't want to speak to us.
Didn't he?
And then no clubs picked him up, and then he was happy to chat with us. So
funny old game, isn't it?
27 years of age, Grabara is the old Copenhagen goalkeeper. He left them on a free transfer. He was at Liverpool for a stage there. I think I signed him last season and another rebuild in last year's game. But we have 27 years of age, he's 6'5", got some good attributes, to be fair. Obviously the aerial reach is going to be something when he's 6'5", and with a good jumping reach, he's going to be able to reach high places, isn't he? So, but he is one of our... Well, he's one of our best players now, I guess you could say, but he's definitely our best goalkeeper. Our first signing that I made, I remember, was Villalba. He joined us immediately when I spoke to him. He plays across that front 3 and in the midfield. That's exactly what I was thinking. Just bringing him in on a free transfer. Didn't want too high wages. And then, of course, it was the 2 centre-backs. I'll let you try and pronounce this one, Dad.
Walu.
That was a good one. Also Polish, quite a good centre-back from Empoli. And then we also have Lucas Martinez-Carter from Fiorentina, who I think is one of the best ball-playing wide centre-backs that you can get on the game. But we don't use wide centre-backs. We're just going to use him at centre-back. He's 6 foot. Yes, he's 30. He does have, and I checked before I even bothered, he has an Italian other nationality, because I thought, I don't even want to mess around with any non-EU players, so we won't have to worry about that. And a little bit of news, Shaparenko can play for us this year. He's buzzing about it. He had to sit on the bench.
Signing then, isn't it?
It is basically, isn't it? So he had to sit on the bench all year last year, and he's been playing.
What made
for
it worse is he come to us to play in European football.
I've always wanted to play in the Europa Conference League.
Yeah.
Well, you can. You also can't even play in Italy.
No.
You might as well stay in Ukraine. So there we go. Shaparenko, he is now able to play for us. Do you know what makes it worse as well? I forgot to mention this. I couldn't even loan the bastard out.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted him. Nobody wanted to pay the wages. It was ridiculous. This is what I'm on about. The whole combination of all problems came into one in easily the most frustrating rebuild I've ever had. So Patreon members, how much do you want to play it? Schedule owner, we're taking a look at the tactic first. Did I change the tactic? Kind of. I moved around a couple of the roles. So now with the players that we have, I've gone for 2 advanced forwards. I've basically made it symmetrical.
I'm surprised you didn't actually drop them down just to try more of a defensive team.
Yeah, but I was scoring so many goals.
Yeah.
Scoring so many goals with... And I think we don't really have that centre attacking midfielder. We got quite a lot of centre mids, yeah. But because we have two really good goal scoring strikers in Adam Ida and Satriano, I wouldn't know who I'd want to bench or sell. I couldn't even sell him if I wanted to. So I thought just play them both. And both of them really liked the advanced forward role, so I started toying around with it. It kind of worked. So we just went with it, and I ended up just thinking it looked really pretty when I went to Mexico, and it kind of started doing stuff because we got a 7-4 win against Pescara. A 2-0 win against Verona, of course, which is the game that we lost last year when we didn't have any centre-backs. And then Napoli, a 1-1 draw.
It's a good result.
So, yeah, I think it was starting to work well in our favour for us. No European football to kind of distract us or tire us out. So I'm hoping we can make a good goal for it so that Patreon members, you might have some European football to go for. If not, you've got a good squad.
But not a lot of money.
But not a lot of money or the ability to sell anybody.
It usually happens that you get more when we give the team over, doesn't it? I mean, we're up to 12 million this season.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You'll probably get 25, 30 million.
Yeah, 100%. Or a tycoon taker, like the Spurs one. Right, okay, let's simulate this final season and see how we do. Final season then, and it's our highest place finish.
Get in.
5th. Oh, yes.
Happy with that, mate.
Higher than Napoli and
Higher
Roma.
than Roma, yeah.
And Juve.
Oh, blimey. Florentina. You can keep naming them, can you?
Exactly. So that is a fantastic season overall. But you didn't even have that good of an end of the season.
No.
We kind of threw away Champions League football, really, because if we win those 3 games, we're in the Champions League.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate, but we still got guaranteed Europa League football next year. And Martin Satriano also took home that lovely golden boot with the highest average rating and the most man of the matches, with Sabiri on the right getting the most assists with 16. So that is a fantastic season. Absolutely.
Could be better if we won the cup.
Could be better if we win the Coppa Italia, but did we? Second round. I think it's as far as we've got.
No, we got to the third round the last year.
Wow.
So
Dizzy heights.
I don't think we got past the third round.
No. But hey, you got European football next season, and it's actually the good.
I think what's come out of it, you've probably got our best team there now that we could possibly give to you. They're a young team. Don't know what transfer fee you'll have for next season, but you got a good team. You're in Europe.
Yeah, and your best player is wanted by all of the best clubs in the world.
So you're going to struggle to keep him.
And he's around £50 million.
Ooh. Can you find out at what transfer fee they'll get money they'll have now?
What, for us? Yeah. Let's take a look. 6 million.
Oh, so it's dropped. So
yeah, and nothing in the wage budget either. So peanuts to play around with, really. You might have to cash in.
There's your challenge. Do you sell him?
Do you cash in on Martin Satriano? And then, because you're losing Andone as well. He's leaving the club because his contract's about to run out. So that's 28 goals plus the 11 that Andone's got. So if you did decide to carry on with 2 up front,
you've got to go.
You've got to find somebody to partner Adam Ida up there.
Someone good as well.
Or change the formation. Because you got Sabiri, who can play in that hole if you're looking for that. But he's been doing really well playing from that right because he's got 16 assists there. So there we go. Dad, what is the challenge for Patreon members who want to take this on for the next 5 years on the £5 tier on patreon.com/Make?
I'm just going to make it very, very easy. Win 1 trophy.
Whatever it is.
That's easy, wasn't it?
Win a bloody trophy because we haven't.
We can win nothing, could we?
No, we couldn't.
No, so. But, hey. What's the food like at Sampdoria?
What is the food like at the Luigi Ferrari
Is there anybody
Stadium?
out there who's been to the Sampdoria Stadium and tell us what the food was like?
Yeah, whether you're a Sampdoria fan or a Genoa fan, let us know. So they probably don't do different food for different games.
No.
They probably do sell the same food.
Yeah.
So let us know what the food is like, what's the atmosphere like, because I'd imagine the atmosphere is fantastic in that stadium.
Yeah.
It looks like something that would enclose the atmosphere there.
It looks a good stadium as well,
yeah.
doesn't it?
Do they fill it? Because, of course, Italian football has been quite well known recently to not being able to fill stadiums.
It says 33,000, and I was noticing when they were showing the games, we're roughly around 27, is it?
That's Football Manager, Dad. I wouldn't take that into consideration in real life.
No. But you think they would sort of try and average it, wouldn't they? That's right.
Yeah.
So
yeah, let us know anything like that down in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to keep your suggestions coming in the comments, because then Dad will obviously look through, comment back and everything like that, and that's where we come up with who we are going to pick next. I think Sampdoria come up quite a few times in recent weeks. So thank you very much. We'll see you next Monday for another one. Bye-bye.